It's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us working together. And that's my commitment to you. That's the focus that I have. To follow through, to do what I said I was going to do, to be part of a team, to achieve those goals that are focused on more and better jobs, that are focused on our young people and creating that environment, that special environment for them, and making success happen. So if you go out of here tonight, I have a call to action for you. Because one thing is when I give talks like this, I hope you don't walk out of this meeting saying, wow, that was a nice meeting. Or I enjoyed that. If you walk out of here tonight saying, I enjoyed that, that was a nice meeting, I would have failed. Because that's not good enough. I need you fired up. I need you passionate enough to say, when I go out of this meeting, whether when I go home tonight, whether I go to work tomorrow, or when I see my friends, I'm going to tell them about this. I'm going to tell them about relentless positive action. I'm going to tell them about this need for this new culture, for us to get an attitude, about teamwork, working together, all these good things. That's the key to the reinvention of Michigan. And we are going to make that happen. And it is exciting. And it is challenging. Because anytime you talk about change, everybody likes it until it affects you. So that's where we need to stand up to say, change can be challenging. Change can require a sacrifice. But by making that change, we can all move forward together as one. That's the opportunity I look forward to. That's the opportunity I'm going to partner with you on. So let's go make it happen. Thank you so much. Let me get off. I'm ready to go to work some more.
Governor, you've made some major changes with the legislature. You've passed budget reform and tax reform. What are some specific things that you see as roadblocks you have to focus on right now? You've kind of laid out a vision for the future, but what are some of the obstacles you have to really focus on to move Michigan forward?
No, I really appreciate it. What are some of the obstacles? The largest one is this cultural question about getting people to really believe and come together with some fire and passion. I need you to get some attitude, folks, to be blunt. I'm serious about that. Because too often we get too down on ourselves, and let's get some pride. Let's go out and talk about how we're the best. Because think about this. How often have you had somebody come visit from out of state? And they're all fired up to come to Michigan, and after they're here for a little while and listen to us, they get kind of depressed. That's wrong. And we've got to turn that around. In terms of specifics, though, there are some key things to work on. I mentioned the other messages. One other topic I will bring up to say that we're working on very diligently is regulatory reform. We created the Office of Regulatory Reinvention. Steve Hilfinger's heading it up, who's a commercial attorney that I brought into the public sector for his first experience. But we're literally systematically going to go through all the regulations and say, how do we work with industries, how do we work with fields to jump to best practice? Instead of doing incremental changes, how do you fundamentally say, let's stop messing around, get rid of the old junk, fulfill our fiduciary duty of safety, all the other important roles we do play, but do it smarter and better and get it done and go. Because our role here is to be customer friendly. You are my customer. Too often people forget about that. Government's a customer service business, and that's the way I approach it. So let's get it done.
Anything else? Back. See a hand back here?
Was it my hand? I'll ask the question. How are you working with the unions in the state of Michigan?
I think we're trying to work reasonably well. Again, the first thing I'll say is I view it as working with people. I don't just treat it as a homogeneous union thing, and there are a lot of different unions. So the way I view it is it's about having a good dialogue with people and understanding it's not about them versus me or anyone else. It's about how we solve a problem together. And so in many respects, I'll give you an illustration. We had one of the challenges in the budget is we're asking for employee concessions. And people said, well, how are you going to handle that? Well, I do respect collective bargaining with our employees. So we didn't tell them where those cuts had to come from, but we were upfront to say, here's the number we need to get to. Now let's sit down together and talk about how to get there together. And do that in partnership. So a lot of us create a good atmosphere to make that happen. I'll tell you, there are some cases out there where they were trying to make it into a fight. Some people out there, from other states in particular, were trying to make Michigan a battleground. And to be blunt, I don't go get in a fight, I go out to solve problems. And I think that's been a big help in creating a more positive environment in Michigan.